The whole thing is like $60,000.
Wow. Yeah. Have you considered the Air Force at all?
I mean,
Because at least you're getting like paid to go to school.
You know what? First and foremost, I don't know why this guy's trying to pursue a career or a goal that's going to cost 60K when he doesn't even have 60K to his name. The guy doesn't even have a job that could give him 60K that quick. He'd have to work his job for many, many years to even reach that saving of 60K. But of course, there's other ways you can get the money, loans, the whole shebang. But the matter of fact is, though, he's got a wife and he's got kids. And, well, a kid, shall I say. And he wants to find a way to make 60 when his responsibilities realistically are for his child and his wife. And to make it worse, he's not even the breadwinner in the relationship. Kara is. But listen, Kara's mom made a very good point. Well, instead of you trying to make this money out of thin air, why don't you just go into the service? And therefore you can get paid and also you learn the trade, which to be fair, isn't a bad idea. The only thing is though, is that when this idea was brought to his attention, he was asked to think about it. But instead of thinking about it,
I want to,
Okay.
like, I want to do something in my own.
the fact that he didn't even take time to think about it is just dumb as hell. Because he doesn't even know what he's going to be putting himself into. Does he even know that he's ready for that type of job, for that type of lifestyle? Okay, and also, most importantly, he hasn't even had a conversation about it with his wife, nor has he even researched it. This is what I'm saying. Two key things. First one is research it, then see if you're interested in it. If you're interested in it after the research, then you bring it to your wife. Then you have a conversation about it. You talk about the pros, you talk about the cons, and therefore at least she knows that you're serious about it because you've actually researched it. Because right now, when it comes to their relationship, one of the reasons they're not even spending time in the same bed is purely because, well, when it comes to him, he seems to be going from one job to another, to another, to another. Sorry, one dream to another, to another, to another, and not following through, which is why she's upset with the way he's behaving. But this is what happens when you marry somebody that is young. Because I believe at the time they married and she met him, he was 21. And what do you expect?
Love Guillermo, but I do think he lacks direction, responsibility a little bit.
For, great benefits for you, for Nico, for me.
The crazy thing about it is he says there's great benefits for Nico and his wife. But what are the benefits though? That's what I want. I don't know what the benefits are because you haven't done the research on the benefits. He's just assuming.
I can become a pilot.
Have you thought about this? Have you done any research? Do you understand what that means?
I mean, more conversations with a recruiter, but
the matter thing about it is that he was like, I need to have conversations with a recruiter. First he said more. I was like, first, you haven't even spoke to a recruiter anyway, so there is no information you found already. This is all off your assumption. Honestly, this guy is unserious. Totally unserious. And it's not healthy. But hey, this is why people have to be careful of who they decide to have kids with and who they decide to marry. And I guess in this situation, who they decide to bring to the United States of America as well.
I think it sounds good. It sounds actually very good and like beautiful opportunities.
Just like come to me when you have the things sorted and you have a plan.
And I don't blame in any shape or form. Come here when you had it sorted out, which means the research. Come here when you have the plan, which means research. Okay? Map it out for me so I can understand the goal here. But he's done none of that. And none of that because he just wants to jump from one dream to another. I think he may be worse than Sinjin, to be honest, but Sinjin was terrible with this. He may be worse. I mean, he's younger than Sinjin, to be fair.
But to come to me and just be like, well, maybe this, and like no foresight, no thought, just talking out in the universe. Go into some field. You will have to go live on a base. You'll have to be away from your family because my ass is not moving there, and neither is Nico. And
to be fair, I don't think he even thought about the fact that, they'd be moving from base to base. And also, not only did he not think about the fact that this job, the job would mean that he'd be away for a certain amount of time. 2, they'll be moving from base to base. And he hasn't even thought about, when it comes to moving base to base, would it be base to base in the United States? Would it be base to base abroad? Okay. 4, he hasn't thought about the stability that this will not bring to his child Nico. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to Nico, imagine the fact that he's going to be changing schools every other God knows when. And that means he has to make new friends every other when. And then with that being said, that means the son's going to end up having being raised in a situation where he won't even know or even understand or even care to now even make new friends, because each time he does it, he has to up and leave again. This lifestyle is not based on people that have kids, in my opinion. Now, listen, don't get me wrong. Let's say, for example, he wants to go in this job and she stayed exactly where she was raising their kid. Again, some people obviously will be like, yeah, I'm cool with that. But the reality is you're just at home being a single parent all the time while your husband's out there doing whatever. It's just not the ideal thing, is it, when it comes to building a family? That's just the grand scheme of it. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, like I said before, this man has not thought about it, and that is the biggest problem here. He hasn't thought about nothing. He's just assumed things.
I'm not just going to pick up and leave my entire support system. I mean, I didn't get married to be a single mom. I didn't get married to raise Nico on my own.
And that is the truth, you know? The thing is, I can't remember what Himo did actually for a job before he moved to the States. I can't remember what he did, though. Was he even working before? I mean, I know he's working now, but it's nothing that's really bringing that much to the table.
In Virginia, all of our friends, all of Nico's friends.
Well, look, I'm just trying to follow a dream as well.
The way he's like, I'm just trying to follow a dream as well, is hilarious. I know he tried to put it, he tried to dig at her and say, yeah, but you do the music and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, she does music, but yet she's still out there earning money, though. She has obviously chased a lot of things, and she's obviously put her all into all these things, but at the same time, still being able to provide for you and your kid. She hasn't done these things and then left you and your kid freaking, going without. There is no way he can compare himself to Kara. That just doesn't make any sense.
Just saying, it's a lot of sacrifice to just be a pilot. Her new job at doing the Air Force can pay for my job and your job.
Probably.
The way he said probably with his chest, like, bro, the fact that he said probably is even worse, because it means that you're just assuming again. You don't know this. Listen, he needs to, come up with the facts. Come up with the real information. None of these probablys, assumptions. No, we need to know what is the plan going forward. Okay? Give me a map of this. Hey, listen, the best thing that he can do is go to his phone, because the internet is literally in the palm of his hands. Research as much as he can. Then go to a recruiter. Say, this is the things that I researched. Can you tell me if all these things are the things that are required and what else is missing? Then have that conversation and then find out what he wants to do. Because also, Carl did make a point as well in the episode that once you go into this, you can't just leave at any time. And this guy has a tendency of quitting things and not finishing them. Which is why I understand why the mother believed that this would be a good idea for him, because to help him understand structure, help him obviously understand responsibility, help him understand that he can't just quit everything that he needs to go and that he wants to do. So don't get me wrong, I feel like the opportunity may be a good opportunity for him because of the way he is, but is it a good one overall? I don't know. But the fact that he stood there and said to her, well, I want to chase my dreams too. Bro, you didn't even know that this wasn't even a part of your plan until Kara's mom mentioned it to you, like, early that day. How can he say something he's just heard of being a dream? And also on top of that, even if he gets through, how does he know he's even going to become a pilot? They may end up re-signing him elsewhere. You never know. But again, these things need research. This is why, ladies and gentlemen, be careful who you marry into, okay? Don't be out here trying to chase a young dude or whatever, hoping that he's gonna nah. Be careful out here, okay? Especially the pretty boy looking ones. They've been given things their whole life. You know what I mean? The guy clearly has not worked hard a day in his life, like on a serious level. But nonetheless, though, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. We'll talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.